Welcome to the Lucidist podcast. This is Shelley, and I explore everything here because I believe everything is connected to everything else, and also because I believe in the infinite, unbounded potential within each of us. Today, I want to explore the richness of meditation. And to begin, I want to actually consider all the words that are connected to this word meditation. Another way to say that is, how are they energetically related? And I want to do this because I think meditation is such a poor word in our society, so to speak, meaning it means like only one thing, and we've lost the richness of meditation. So I put the word meditation in the center of an empty page, and I started writing all the words that came to mind of all my experience with it. And I'd like to share those words with you. So I have awareness, experience, breathing, stillness, releasing, relaxing, loosening, strengthening, silence, all, no one, presence, listening, hearing, knowing, source, change, mind, body, quiet, what is, becoming, deconstructing, discerning, seeing, self, no self, revealing, patience, compassion, focus, being. I decided to stop there because I was running out of room. So when I say the word meditation, people, I feel like often just go, someone sitting quietly on the floor with their eyes closed. Or maybe meditation, walking, whatever. But all of this is lost. All of this incredible, rich internal experience seems to be lost when we just use the word meditation. So when I use the word meditation today, I'd like you to think of the richness of this experience. That when I say meditation, I'm talking about awareness, experience, breathing, stillness, releasing, relaxing, silence, presence, source, change, mind, body, what is, becoming, deconstructing, self, no self, patience, compassion, focus. So the word meditation for me is a very, very rich word because it is a very, very rich experience. And I feel like it's been so dumbed down. It's become like a poor word, and it means so little. And I would love to weave in the richness of what meditation can be. So yesterday I sat in meditation with a group. It was from 9 to 4, and we had a break for lunch. And it was in those hours I experienced all the things that I've just described and more. I'd like you to pause for a minute and think about that. I want you to think about your average day, just kind of your average day. How many words would you use to describe it? How many words would you use to describe your average day? So I just listed off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I listed up about 30 words. 30 words. That was my experience. And that wasn't even all of it, but that was the majority of an experience. 30 words. And I sat with my eyes closed. And I had this incredibly rich experience. So if you asked me to describe my average day, I would probably not need 30 words. I could probably describe an average day in like 10, right? Maybe 10. I mean, I could dumb it down about 3. So honestly, my average day, I can get by on probably 3 words. Work, meditate, exercise. I know I just used the word meditate, which is the oxymoron. But what I want to get at is, I sat with my eyes closed, and I may have had a richer day than most people, and I definitely had a richer day than my average day. So for me, my average day doesn't take many words, and it's not because my life isn't rich, but it's because I am not present with my life. I am not present with my life, which makes my life poor, which is what makes meditation so important for me, because it brings richness into my life. It brings me into the richness of life. My life is already rich. Meditation brings me into the richness of my life, because I then become present and aware, and realize that the richness is here. The richness is in experience. The richness is in presence. The richness is in awareness. And all of this happens even as my body is still unmoving, not doing anything. And that's what I did yesterday. And yet my day was so full. And it was so full that when I was done, I felt as though that one day had been many days. And I want to point out, it wasn't like a change in time. I wouldn't say that time sped up or slowed down. That's never been my experience with meditation. I feel like it's a change. It's that what is altering is my capacity to feel and understand and experience space. So I want to say that again. I do not feel like time sped up or slowed down, even though yesterday felt like I had lived many days. What it was for me is that space changed. My experience of space changed. There was suddenly more space. There was more space inside of me. There was more space around me. There was more space surrounding each moment of time. And I was aware of that space. I was aware that there is more space surrounding every moment that I experience, surrounding time. And the space is all that is. And I certainly am not feeling the totality of, all of space and time. But I was feeling so much more space around time that my experience became rich in space and in time. And it was interesting because, so that was just, like 24 hours ago, not even yet. But in the last so many hours since I've left that, I have been so aware and present and experiencing of myself in my day-to-day life, in the, quote, poorness of my day-to-day life. Meaning, when I say the poorness, I mean the way I poorly attend to, am aware of, present to my everyday life. And what the biggest thing I've noticed is I keep noticing that I am somehow connecting to or attaching myself to or picking up the energy of stress. And I'm curious about that. I've known this. Yes. It's not a big surprise, but I'm so attuned in this day and time that I'm noticing the moment right before I pick it up. And I know how I feel before I pick up stress, and then I pick up that energy and I can feel it. And I'm curious. I'm like, I wonder why I've learned to pick up stress. The first time I noticed was when I went to play my guitar last night, and I was like, why did I pick up stress? Like, why did I move from kind of this relaxed state to this stressed state? What in me feels like we need to pick up stress in order to play the guitar? I didn't try to change it. It was just, okay, well, this is interesting. I'm noticing these things. I also noticed that last night I woke up at some point and I couldn't sleep, and I realized I suddenly got stressed about it. And I thought, and I was completely aware of the moment before I, quote, picked up stress or connected to stress, and the moment after. So I felt this big energetic shift in my body, and I thought, I wonder why I have been trained to become stressed when I'm not sleeping. Why can I just lay here and relax? So it's been fascinating for me to discern this stress energy and to notice how quickly I pick it up in almost almost every situation, so to speak. And I'm just so accustomed to it that I haven't seen it. But something's changed and I'm suddenly seeing it. And now that I'm seeing it, I'm very curious how it's going to change my relationship with stress. And I know it will, because one of the things I've learned over the last almost 2 decades, for me, when I see something, what I tell myself, the words that come to me are, I'm halfway to home, meaning I'm on like second base. I'm halfway to home. When I see something, I'm halfway to home. And the other thing I've learned about me is when I speak it, I'm almost home. So I'd say I'm like on third base. I'm almost done. And I also found this interesting because I realized I first spoke openly about hate 2 weeks ago. And when I did, I was so deep in it and so consumed by it that I was like, I just don't even, I couldn't even find words for it. And then I realized, I just recently, I didn't realize how close I was to completing this interlude with hate, so to speak. Or I shouldn't even say ending it, to altering, to changing, to, I would say, clearly seeing my relationship with hate and morphing it into something totally different. Okay, but that's for a different podcast. I'm not getting into the hate right now. But what I am getting into is this, for me, the seeing of it is halfway to home, and I'm seeing clearly the times and ways that I pick up stress in my life. And I'm so grateful because I would not have been able to discern that without my practice of meditation, which brings such clarity and the focus, the presence, the awareness, all important for me. And also change and the awareness of change, knowing that whatever I'm experiencing in this moment is changing. And so I look for those moments where I can discern the change. And those are really interesting to me. Like, oh, what I wouldn't say, I guess where I am in my journey right now is that those moments of change can often seem to be attached to what's happening on the outside. I know that's not always true. But I am still in a space where sometimes it appears to be true, meaning it appears to me that I seem to pick up stress when I'm about to go play my guitar. It appears to me that I pick up stress when I can't sleep at night. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But I am interested in my relationship with stress. And the fact that I can discern when stress is present and when it isn't is an experience that gosh, I just don't have words right now. I'm trying to. It's an experience that shows me what's possible. It's an experience that shows me what's possible, and lucidness, this infinite, unbounded possibility within us. And I'm realizing that there has been a habit in the past to attach to or pick up stress. And I'm curious what it would be like not to. I think I have a belief system that if I'm not stressed out, then I won't do what I need to do or what I feel called to do. I think that's a lie that I've believed because I was taught or I'm afraid or who knows what. I think I'll actually be far more effective without stress. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I have so much feel like I still have so much to learn there. So one of the things I want to mention now is I want to talk about a few words that were not present when I was talking about the richness of meditation. And why I want to point these out, because they were definitely something I was looking for when I started meditating. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Whatever gets you on the cushion, I say go ahead, start. So some of the things that got me first on the cushion were that I wanted to be better. I very much wanted to be better. I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to be more than I was. I wanted things to be greater than they were. Just like that person out there honking. And I also was very much in a judgment mindset. Not that I still can absolutely find myself there, but less and less. And meditation is not any of those. It will not lead you to perfection. It will not make you better. It will not make you more. It will not make you greater. And you'll probably be worse at judging. The reason you'll be worse at judging is because one of the greatest things about meditation is compassion. And the first person I've learned to have compassion with is myself. And so I just don't have as much judgment. Like, I would never have been able to share some of the things I've shared if I was in a judgment mindset. So if you're looking to be any of those things, then overcome any of those things, I absolutely think you should sit down and meditate. Because you'll soon find that you don't need to be perfect, and you don't need to be better. You don't need to be more. You don't need to be any greater, and you don't need to judge anymore. That there are other ways of getting from here to there. And I can't even tell you what yours will be. But I'm pretty sure they won't be any of those. Because nowhere, this is why. Because meditation, like the richness of meditation, is to bring you into this moment. That this moment right here, right now, is the richest moment there is. And you are never richer than you are right now. Exactly as you are. I don't even care how you are or who you are. You will never be richer than you are in this moment. You will never be better or greater or more perfect than you are right now. And that's where meditation is leading you. So I definitely sat down to be better and more and greater and perfect and to, judge and all the things. Absolutely. So if you're sitting down for those reasons, absolutely sit down for those reasons. And do I still sit down for those reasons? 100% yes. But what I want you to know is there is something richer than all of those. There is something richer than perfection. And there is something richer than judgment. And richer than being better or more. And it is this moment. It is this breath right here, right now. I've spoken about Eli Connor before, and I will never forget the words he's spoken to my mind. Every breath is precious. Every breath is precious. And I hope when you hear me say that, I hope you hear in those words what I heard. And that was a call to know myself to the very depths and the core, to know life, and to live the richness of every moment. I love you all.